Clashes between pro and anti-military protesters in Cairo have left at least one person dead. Egyptians are marking the 40th anniversary of the 1973 Arab-Israeli War, a day usually reserved for praising the Egyptian military. There is a heavy security presence across the country. 3 separate anti-coup protest marches have been trying to get to Tahrir Square, but have been hampered by tear gas. Well, we have 2 correspondents on the spot, neither of whom were naming for security reasons. The first has been with the anti-government marches during the morning and joins us now on the line from Cairo. Tell us about what's happening around you. We're hearing reports that tear gas has been used.
Folly, yes, I've just moved a little bit away from the protest to get away from the tear gas, actually. This protest began a couple of hours ago, one of a series that were trying to make their way, or are still trying to make their way to Tahrir Square. This was easily several thousand people, maybe between 3,000 to 5,000 people eventually, as more people joined the march as it walked through Cairo towards Tahrir Square. But we got to a stage about 1.5 kilometers away from Tahrir Square, and there the security forces were waiting, and the crowd was forced back with volleys of tear gas and gunfire into the air. The crowd have continued to be forced. That was about an hour ago, and in that time they've been pushing the protesters further back, so they haven't succeeded in getting anywhere near from where I am, close to Tahrir Square. That's more than 2 kilometers away now. But that has come at a cost to the protesters. There have been injuries as people are running backwards, people getting knocked over. Our producer has seen one person with a broken leg, and there is a suspicion that birdshot is being used by the security forces as well. Certainly some people have injuries that look like they've been hit by something that's flying through the air, and there is this constant use of tear gas. So it's taken a clearly very determined effort by the security forces to stop the protesters getting near to Tahrir Square. And I should say, on Friday, when there was an attempt by a small number of protesters to get close to Tahrir Square, they got closer then than they have done today.
Do you know if they have plans to head back to the square, or do you think they've been pushed back for good?
Well, I mean, I'm only on one of what we understand are several marches, but the problem is they can't get through. The security forces are firing back at them with tear gas and stopping them getting through. So you're talking about an area where there's a main road that they're trying to get down, and then there's shorter, narrower side streets off the side, and there's only so many places these protesters can get down, and the security forces have pretty much certainly got a grip on stopping them advancing despite the large numbers. This is certainly the largest protest there's been in Cairo since that violent crackdown on the 2 sit-ins that there were in mid-August. So this is a very large number of people for the security forces to deal with, but at the moment they have pushed them further back from Tahrir. They're nowhere near at the moment from where I am.
So their objective is to get to Tahrir Square, and then what?
Well, they said that their objective was always to get to Tahrir Square, to try and reclaim. They say that the military has stolen the 2011 revolution from them. Their objective was to get to Tahrir Square, to protest in Tahrir Square, to try and what they see as reclaiming the revolution for the Egyptian people. En route, these protesters, these anti-coup protesters, have encountered some pro-government crowds, some pro-Sisi crowds, those in favour of the military rule at the moment. But those crowds have been very small in comparison, I should say, maybe just dozens of people at different places along the route. Certainly not enough pro-military rule people who would be willing to take on such a large crowd of anti-coup protesters. But there have been pro-military people along the route, but not many of them.